Hi, I'm Brad VanHoose. I'm your group moderator, and I get a lot of questions from you group members. First of all, I want to say thanks for all your feedback and input. Most of it's in private messages, and I understand why, so that's not a problem. Anyway, you please keep it up, and I do appreciate it. Some of your inputs of tremendous value. One of the things I wanted to touch on today is I'm going to make a new approach here to maybe explain the reasons of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. The most common question I've been getting recently is what's the big deal about these special engagement forms from the Illinois Appellate Prosecutor, which engage special prosecutions in St. Clair County. These forms are required by law, by their own rules at the appellate prosecutors. Before you enlist a special prosecutor, these have to be filled out and submitted, and then they get back to you, and they are supposed to designate a special prosecutor, or sometimes they decline the case. But what I found when I did a Freedom of Information request to the appellate prosecutor and to St. Clair County was a whole bunch of the cases were missing of the engagement forms. And what's important about these is there's supposed to be at least a general description of why the case was taken to a special prosecutor to begin with. That's all part of the record keeping of a law firm or any law office as standard practice. They are required to keep those records. As it turns out, St. Clair County, the state's attorney's office, mainly Brendan Kelly, who I will put the blame on squarely, and Steve Salerson, have failed to do that. Then also at the appellate prosecutor's office, Mr. David Rands and Patrick Delfino don't seem to think that it's very important either, and I happen to think it is. In my case, there was no need for a special prosecutor whatsoever, and they brought one in, and I'll never understand why. I also see a lot of drunk driving tickets that are delegated to a special prosecutor that don't have these forms or explain why. I have even seen a number of these overweight axle convictions for truck drivers become special prosecutions, and sometimes after they've already pled guilty, they'll go in and vacate the conviction and let them dismiss it. And I just don't think that's fair, and I don't think it's right. I think the taxpayers and defendants deserve a good reason, mainly the public, as to why we bring on these special prosecutions. We have a special prosecutor down here named David Rands. His nickname statewide is Rollover Rands, and I'm starting to see why. It seems like certain people get favorable treatment, while certain people, like myself, they go after for absolutely no reason and with no evidence whatsoever. Anyway, that's been one of the questions. We're going to try this for a little while. Please keep your input coming, and I do appreciate it. And if you have any other questions about these special prosecutions, please let me know. I guess one of the other things that I did come to find out is there are two law firms in St. Clair County that almost exclusively handle these, and their clients get very favorable treatment compared to the rest. Almost 65% to 70% of the cases are defended by two firms, the Garmick Law Firm and Chet Kelly, and those clients seem to get very favorable treatment, and I also think it's an unbelievable percentage of people being sent there for some reason. I don't know if it's what the reason is, but it's very clear that if you get Garmick or you get Kelly, you get a much better treatment by Mr. David Rands. So anyway, keep your questions coming. We're going to try this approach for a while. We're going to see how it works. And anyway, I appreciate all your input again, and I'll be back next time. So we're going to post a few of these videos to maybe explain some of the reasons why I do this. Have a good day. Thank you.